All right, yo. We're back. Episode 6 of Stick Talk. Today, I got my boys, Brian and Shane, and yours truly, Scotty. Guys, how was your weekend?
Not bad, man. It was a real good weekend for me as a Redwoods fan. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, finally tasted a win.
Hey,
Happy for
you
you.
don't have to put in the word finally, brother. You don't have to do that. You can just say we got to win and leave it at that. You
Yeah.
don't have to look. Just because you're an Atlas fan, right? And you're feeling really good about yourself. Enjoy it, okay?
Yeah.
Enjoy it. But just know that we've started. We're at the top of the mountain, and we got a snowball coming, man, and
Yeah.
it's coming.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
We're about to go on a
Okay.
run, Brian. That's what
Yeah,
we're saying. We're about to go on a
If
run.
it,
You know what kind
if
of
it's,
stinks about this, though, is that I might be calling us hot too early, but I'm like, dude, we're hot, but there's an all-star break right here. So I feel like the league is set up against the Redwoods.
correct, correct.
Um,
There's something going on there. I agree.
it's okay, but I just came from Boston. I was in Harvard for these PLL games. Let me tell you, Harvard is a historic venue to play lacrosse, especially because that's where the Boston Cannons, of course, used to play. And
avid.
and have you guys ever seen that stadium?
I haven't been there. I actually never been to Boston, but just from watching those old Cannons games when it was because their stadium is dope though. That's
Yeah, it's
the Ivy League money, man.
it's
The Ivy
crazy.
League Delvin is crazy.
It's like a horseshoe. It's like a horseshoe. It's a really old football stadium, which is probably why there was no phone service while I was out there. And I did not know how to function without that phone service. But every time I'm at a venue, I feel like I'm in like a different world, right? When I'm at the PLL games, I feel like I'm observing the game kind of differently than how I would if I was at the game. Okay.
Hmm.
But Shane, how did the first game of the weekend, because you're the Redwoods guy behind me, of course.
Of course.
How did that Redwoods versus Cannons game look to you at home?
There are a couple of things that I really loved, and there are a couple of things that I really hated. Um, First of all, I want to. First of all,
Here he goes.
Shane A.
I want
Smith.
to. I just want to say, I said some things about Jack Kelly last week, and I apologize. Okay, because he was handling business this week. Okay, he was handling business. Maybe he heard it. Maybe he heard what I had to say, and he was like, "Bet." Because he was handling business this week. I was like, all right, that's what I'm looking for, man. That's what I'm looking for, and I got what I came for. The one thing that was setting me off was Ryder Garnsey turning the ball over like crazy. I'm like I get you are a creative player, you know but like brother, we just hold on. Just hold on. Some of the passes he made that he was trying to make to Westberg, I was like, he made one good one, and West made something crazy happen out of it. And that was amazing. But after that, hey, bro, we don't gotta force it. We don't gotta force it. You guys know how to play better lacrosse than this.
They were throwing
So it was
rockets at him.
yeah, rockets. I'm like, all right, well,
Because they
I
think he's
get
gonna
it.
catch everything.
He's got great hands. He's got great hands. I don't blame him for thinking, yeah, that's a good person to pass to. But like, we try to get it first. We try to get our first dub. You know what I'm saying? Let's just calm it down. However, in my opinion, play of the game is at the end of the game. We got Brian Tevlin handling business with a short stick. Oh no, it was on Marcus Holman, if I'm not mistaken. That was beautiful, beautiful. We love to see that. We love to see that. Brian Tevlin, as I told you last week, that's one of the people I told you, hey, Brian can stay. Brian's a dog. You give him a short stick, he's handling. You give him a long pole, he's handling. That's a dog right there, for real. So, shouts out to the Redwoods. We finally did it, man. I was pumped. I was pumped to watch them, do it. two goal lead is not enough for me though. I was stressed all the way up until the end. I was like, please God, don't let Marcus Holman get separation. Please, please. Because the way he was shooting that ball, the way Marcus Holman was shooting that ball, it was like, did somebody say something to you, bro? Are you good? He shoots the ball like he's like the net owes him money
He had
somehow. Like,
goals, dude.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
Cannons. I was like, oh, is this about to be one of those record-breaking games for him?
Yeah, but they fell apart the second half because didn't he have all 4 goals in the first half?
He had the first 3, and then Asher Nolting scored the final 4 in the first half.
Yeah. Asher Nolting's goal was so, oh man, that was so disrespectful too, bro. Just right into his face, turn around, boom, man.
He's an anomaly. Asher Nolting is an anomaly.
And Chris Fake had a good game against him too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Fake is legit. You know,
that's the matchup he does well with.
Let's not forget, this is the game Ricky Miezan came back, the return of Ricky Miezan. When I watch Ricky Miezan play lacrosse, I'm like, how does this man do it? There was one play, he took a shot, and it took him, no kidding, 30 yards to stop his feet. Because he's so fast, so much momentum moving downhill. And he's just like, it's just almost impossible.
Yeah.
And you hear each step he takes, but he's a pleasure to watch. I know it ended up right on the ground. He missed wide, but
but still, how much seeing him in person, how much different does he look than everybody else? Because like they always use those exaggerations where it'd be a dude that's like 6'1", 200 pounds. Like, oh, he could be a football player. He could be a tight end. And it's like Ricky's like, nah, he's really like Power 5, like NFL body type dude. So how much different is he like?
I've seen
everybody else
twice, man. And in the Champ Series was the first time I noticed. I was like, yeah, he's a football player. His shoulders wide, and he's like a fridge, built like a fridge, and he could just move. Okay, and
dude,
that's he has a different body type compared to the rest of those lacrosse players.
Dude, when I was DJing at Cal, and I would see, because I had been following Ricky since he was about to, but right when he committed to play football at Stanford, because there was conversation about where he was going to play lacrosse, because I think he was number 1 in the country for his grad year.
He was,
and he committed to play football, and obviously I DJ'd at Cal, and so Cal and Stanford have a rivalry, and I've noticed, okay, number 45 for Stanford, that's Ricky Miezan. That man is also big as in his position. Like he still stood out in his position in football. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't. And so seeing him play football and then now translating to lacrosse, I'm like, if I was a short stick D mid, I'd get out of the way too. I don't think there's probably one person who I think would be like, yeah, I'm up to the challenge. And I think we all know which pole it would be.
Okay.
He gonna get ran through.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
He think he Ray Lewis. That boy is not Ray Lewis. That boy getting ran through.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It's different. It's different because there's like dudes are big and they're like, but they're always like, because even like Miles is a big dude, but Miles is built like a basketball player.
Yeah.
He's big, but he's like leaner, dude. Like you see Miles playing. Yeah, as a basketball player, but it's like I said with Ricky, it's like a football player. You walk in, you gotta walk in sideways,
right?
Because the football dudes, like even like when football dudes play basketball, like big body dudes, like it's different.
Also, football contact is so different from lacrosse.
Absolutely.
And dude,
he's brushing you off.
So this is a good conversation. I feel like, what sport do you think translates best to lacrosse? What sport do you think translates best to lacrosse? Now, before we go on, like schematically, I think the obvious answer is basketball. But when I coach lacrosse, I love when they are football players. It's like a different mentality, and it's a different type of aggressiveness that these kids have, and a type of athleticism
For
that
sure.
complements their lacrosse game.
For sure. Go ahead, you go ahead, Brian.
Oh no, because I was gonna say, because it was funny, because when I first started playing it, when I was team lacrosse, when I was in middle school, my coach compared me to offensive lineman, and I was a chubby kid. I wasn't really trying to hear it, but what he basically was saying is just having that type of feet where it's like that dancing bear type thing. So when you said, I think schematically, yes, basketball, but yeah, like the skills transitioning is, people think it's weird saying it, but for like playing defense, it's like being an offensive lineman, because it's those quick short bursts. I don't have to be fast. It's like when you got the lineman when they run the 40, like, bro, I'm 6'5", 320 pounds. I'm never gonna run 40 yards, but in that short area burst, or like a defensive end, I just got to be in these 5 yards, just 3 yards here. I just have to have quick feet. So yeah, at least definitely for defense is definitely, I would just say, like offensive defensive lineman.
Really, I'm surprised you didn't say like corner.
No, I mean, people always say that, but it's like it's different, because I guess yeah, I can see that, but I still think just like offensive defense linemen, because I have to match feet with you. But I guess with corners, it's the same thing. So yeah, I think that's a fair comparison too.
I think if you
Yeah.
look at a lot of those PLL players, I think you'll see a lot of defensemen be skill positions rather than the line. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because people don't want to hear it because
Yeah.
it's weird, but now it makes more sense, because like it's different, where it's not like this the big fat guys anymore. They're just like lean. You're like, these dudes like, oh, you play football, like, now they look different, because you see how athletic you have to be, like Trent Williams. Like, dog, you training with Adrian Peterson and you beating him in cone drills. Like, now you got to be athletic and quick and be able to just those quick bursts.
Yep. What about you,
Yeah.
man?
I think, well, like as a coach, the one thing that I like, you don't have to tell football players to be aggressive on defense, and that's a great thing, because a lot of the times when people play lacrosse, they are focused on the skill set, the finesse of the game, and they don't really focus on the fact that the best lacrosse players incorporate the finesse and the physicality at the same time, and so when you have a really good finesse player, but they're not really physical, they can get bodied really easily. And then when you have a really good physical player, but they don't have the finesse, they can get outskilled very easily. And so, like, I love the football players for that reason. And it really doesn't matter which position you play in general, because football is really about footwork. And footwork is probably in my opinion, one of the most paramount skills that a young lacrosse player can learn now to get them to get to the next level. Like, being strong is important, but being quick is way more effective for your game in any position. Whereas basketball players have a specific sense of, like you said, schematically, how to force down the alley the same way that you would force down to the baseline, right? Or for like that skill set translates, and like understanding how to, like, their angles and how to cut people off and whatnot. Basketball kind of translates really well there. Plus the hand-eye coordination. I feel like basketball players pick up the game much faster than football players, whereas football players can really, like, they can clear the crease if they need to, and that's really important. So I don't know, like, and I'm gonna throw this in here, and then it's kind of like the quintessential, like, lacrosse conversation, the fact that it's like basically all the sports in one. It's like soccer too. Like, soccer players,
Yeah.
when they have like good feet, man, if they can, run in a straight line, you give a stick to a soccer player and they're as a midi, good luck, man. They're going up and down all day long and they don't care.
Interesting.
So I don't
I get
know.
what you mean. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But since we're speaking of football, somebody who Nat St. Laurent scored a touchdown with this year was Chris Gray, dude. I feel like
Yeah.
Chris Gray is the initiator, the what we've been looking for a little bit, man. I like having Chris Gray. Why he got to have a job on Wall Street? Why can't he just focus on being a lacrosse player?
You,
You
man,
don't
you
need
got
to
to
take
talk
care of your family, brother. You need
Yeah,
to take
come
Chris
care
said,
on,
of
if it
what
man.
don't
I
make
need.
dollars, it
Chase
don't make sense.
greatness. Chase greatness. We need you. The Woods need you to lock in, brother. Come on.
He's a bucket, man. He had a hat trick, man. He's working a
Yeah.
9 to 5, shows up on the weekends, and then he just drops a hat trick.
Bro,
Just
he's so major
handles.
league. I love it.
It's crazy, man.
Handles.
I know we got to move on to the next game, but man, One thing I'm not happy about is, of course, the 9 goals. All right, not enough goals for to win a PLL game and feel comfortable with. But hey, a win is a win.
Absolutely.
Hey, and it's on brand. It's on par with one of the things we've been talking about week after week about the fact that you cannot go scoreless in a PLL game. You cannot. That is the kiss of death for you. And what happened in the fourth quarter for the Cannons? They go scoreless on a 4-0 run in the fourth quarter. Or Woods going to 4-0 run in the fourth quarter. Can't happen, man. That just can't happen.
Shout out to the Woods defense, man, because remember you guys were talking about that when Shane A. Smith put his hat on, put his GM hat on, talking about everybody could go. Like Chris Fake played well.
Chris Fake. I said Chris Fake can stay. Chris Fake can stay. That's a dog.
I was like Scotty. I was like Scotty. I thought it was gonna be the same thing. Like Marcus Holman had the hat trick early. I was like, oh damn. I said, man, he's about to drop 6-7 on the boys.
That's the wrong man to start off hot. That's the wrong man to start off
hot.
But look at the defense. That's big. That's nothing to sneeze at with that Woods defense. Shut them down because that's not an offense that was on a decline or that had a couple bad games. Like that's a good Cannons offense that they shut down.
100%.
Shane brought up a good point though about teams going scoreless in a quarter. Speaking of scoreless the whole game, let's go to the Denver Atlas game, dude. Yo, this game was crazy because I saw the Atlas score 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. I'm trying to be an optimist and be like, it's the PLL. Anything can happen at any given moment.
Nah.
Didn't even get started, man.
Even scratch it. Couldn't even smell a lead, bro.
The most the Atlas scored in a quarter were 2 goals. Okay. And that's just unacceptable. Unacceptable. I feel like you guys were kind of high on the Outlaws too for a second.
Still am.
Yeah.
My God, man.
I still am too. They ran into the best team. So the Atlas part of it, they complete team, right? Yo, first, did y'all see the clip online of Xander? Xander was I mean, that boy.
You letting him know.
He was the funniest. Him know. It's just hilarious because I thought of that LeBron B. He's like, here go 2 more for you.
Wait, I didn't see what? He got 2 more for you.
I already had 2 on you. Like, come on, no.
Yeah.
Just like that game was just like. So I've been there on the defensive side, like when you play. So anybody's from Syracuse playing I remember just high school, West Tennessee, like just playing them where I didn't know they had a running score in like high school lacrosse until I played West Tennessee because when I was like a freshman, they were beating us like 17-1. And I'm just like, you're there. And it's that thing where you kind of got to have your head down. Like, not head down, but you can't say anything.
Yeah.
You just got to bite your tongue.
You getting ran. Yeah.
Right? So it's like just everything. So it was interesting because I had a feeling JT was going to guard Shelley. So I was like, Mike Manley, Jeff T. This is not going to go well for that.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Who do you guard? Who gets to guard
who? Would have done the same. Yeah, because it was just one of those things. Like, what are you going? And then what are you going to do? Because Xander is still going to get off. So it's like, what are we going to like? That's the scary thing. And I hope that y'all saw Eric Law just got taken off the pup list.
Yeah, taken off the pup list. Yeah.
And it's just like there's just so many options where it's just like, yeah, we still give the ball to Jeff T. And it's like we don't have anything to do. So it's kind of just weird that they didn't try to change it at all. But then I was thinking, I'm like, there's not really anything they could have done because if you make the switch, JT guard T, it's surely gonna be like barbecue chicken alert.
Yeah. That was bad.
And then the Outlaws just look young, right? Gavin Adler, to put toe tag Brennan. And I'm not saying it to be negative on Brennan. Their whole offense just didn't play well, and they look like a bunch of first year dudes, like with him, Zawada, Buddy, and all of them. Because it's like what Shane said, I'm so high on them, but it's just they look like a bunch of first year players where everybody was kind of shell shocked all at the same time.
You picked up Jeff T in fantasy this weekend. And I feel like if you had Jeff T this weekend, man, you won in fantasy.
That's the first time I've ever had him for fantasy this season too, so it's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like it's cheating using Jeff T because it's like, all right, cool, you already have like 80 points. Which I don't know, that competitive part of me, like in spite of everybody else, I'm not picking Jeff T. I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna beat everybody not using Jeff T.
Nah, bro. I literally will pick up
Yeah,
Jeff T because everyone else is a guess. I'm like, I don't know if you're going to actually show up, but I know Jeff T at least will. I know I'm going to get some points from Jeff T, but everyone else, I don't know. So we'll see. It's a guess.
Shane and
guessing
Scotty
game.
was talking. Shane and Scotty was talking too much this week, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna pull Jeff T up.
Nah, that was a great poll because I should have picked up Jeff T. I'm tight. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me in fantasy this weekend, dog. I put it on my story for people to play against me in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Make my lineup the day before the games start. Close out the app. After the games are played, the first day of games are played, I open my app to see how many points I have. 0.
Didn't save your team.
0. I forgot to save my lineup, bro.
I do that all the time.
Dude, I was so mad, but your boy knows ball, so I decided to just pick people from the second day, and I still ended up like in sixth place in the stick talk. So, your boy just finds a way. Find a way, you make a way. But let's get back to the game. This kid Gergar, whatever his name is, for the Outlaws, the only bright spot for the Outlaws. I was sitting next to Paul Rabel this game, right? I was sitting next to Paul.
Humble brag.
Press row. It was crazy. He has such a different way of understanding the game, right? I'm like listening to his comments as the play's going on. But one moment specifically, he's like, "Who's 40? Who is that?" Like, and within 5 seconds, this kid gets a bucket, and that's a way to make a name for yourself, man. If anybody was to leave with anything bright after this Outlaws whacking, it'd be Gergar, or however you say his name, and Luke Weirman.
Yep.
Where is he from?
He would have Penn.
The Gergar.
The Outlaws got beat so bad. I didn't realize because somebody had messaged me because the same thing because the fantasy was like because I didn't realize that Trevor went under 50% that game. That's how bad that the Atlas were beating him. I had no idea that he was under 50% because it just felt like I'm like because I get maybe it's because he had the 2 goals, but I was like, yeah, he's probably like 55, 60%. I was like, oh nah. Like Luke Weirman faced off at like 60%.
Yep. I mean, I do think the 2 goals definitely changes, like makes it a little more even. But when you just look at it from a face-off point of view, you're like, damn. Oh, and I'm pretty sure
I still think he's hurt.
Is this 3 games in a row he's under 50?
Yeah, because Nards, TD, and Weirman, right?
Yep.
You know what's crazy about this game, stat-wise? The Atlas almost doubled their touches. Atlas had 225 passes compared to Outlaws 119 passes. Atlas had 283 touches compared to Outlaws 176 touches. They literally did not touch the ball nearly as much. And what is crazy is that the possession time is 43 to 49. It wasn't even so like it just literally wasn't getting out of guys' sticks. The ball was not getting out of guys' sticks, and then the possession was changing. Possession time was reasonably equal, 20 minutes to 23 minutes, but the touches tell a completely different story, and the passes tell a completely different story. But we knew before this game even started that Atlas will 100% do a really great job of passing the ball, moving the ball. They play a really unselfish brand of lacrosse. It's amazing to watch. It's fun to watch. However, that to be routed by that much is kind of worrisome, to be honest with you. Like,
that's why I'm having a hard time understanding why you guys are so high on the Outlaws.
Because it's the Atlas. What do you mean?
And how does the number 1 draft pick Brandon O'Neal get the ball, what was it, 8 times?
8.
8 times? 8 times? Find a way for this man to start with the ball. Find a way for this man to get the ball. I don't care if he's getting locked off. Find a way.
You don't care if he's getting locked off?
Find a way.
We just said last week, I said last week, there is no one man that can win a lacrosse game. I would prefer for Brendan O'Neal to play team lacrosse than have him be Superman, okay, and try to do a bunch of stuff that's not in his game.
Shane, if you're getting blown out by 10 points, you want your best player to have the ball. Find a way to get him the ball. He has to be Superman when you're down by that much. Why not?
Okay, I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something about Brendan O'Neal.
Wait.
Let me tell you something about Brendan O'Neal.
Cooking without him having to be Superman, that's one thing. Cool. Your team is getting worked. Coach, find a way to get Brendan O'Neal the ball.
Hard agree. But here's the problem with that. If we were talking about Michael Sowers, his game is based off of combination moves, okay? So his game, he will do right to left split, roll back, stutter step, inside roll. He's got combinations. He's like Kyrie Irving, okay? Brendan O'Neal is a one move and go player, okay? We're talking play style wise, right? Xander Dixon, catch and shoot. Schellenberger, assess and pass. That's what I would say. Jeff T could do whatever he wants. He's an assess and pass. Brendan O'Neal is a one move and go guy. He doesn't do 1 or 2. He doesn't roll back. He doesn't think about it. Face dodge, shot. Left to right, right to left split, crow hop, shot. Split left to right, shot. He doesn't do more than one move and go. So for him to be in a position, however many times that they needed, 13 goals, for him to be in that position would mean that so many people would have to leave their man. And they said, no, we're going to put Gavin Adler on an island with him. It is a difficult situation when defensively, they are in a great spot. Not to mention, Liam Entenmann got his first start, and this man decided to just be really him, to show I should have won a Tewaaraton. So even if he got space and separation, the reality is you are going. It's the thing from Fantastic Four versus the Incredible Hulk. Both of them are ridiculous, giant lacrosse players. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because here's another thing, dude. Look at this. Look at this shot percentage. Outlaws shot 39 shots. Atlas shot 42 shots. We're talking about a 3-shot differential, and the score was by 13.
Well, it's the story of two different offenses, man. But there's definitely Liam Entenmann is part of that equation. Liam Entenmann,
100%. Even if he beat Gavin Adler, he was going to get saved more often than not. And it is not fair to compare. That's like, imagine Victor Wembanyama got drafted in 2016 versus the 73-9 Warriors, and then we're like, why didn't he score as many as he should have? Well, he's going against the Warriors. That's the only comparison that I can make for this Atlas team. They are a true pro lacrosse team. I would be surprised. It was a surprise to all of us when they lost the other week. Nobody expected that. That's what I'm saying. That team, different from top to bottom, and no one man can win a lacrosse game. Now, should he get more Nate touches? Yes.
Brian,
I
as
agree.
an Atlas fan, how did you think of this game? You were just like another day in the office.
Yeah, that is Gavin Allen Island, man. Because it's again, this is the reason why I hate the calls turnovers. It's just like in football with interceptions. Just because you had the most interceptions don't mean you're the best corner in the league. You get picked on more than everybody else. Like there's a reason. So I'm like watching it, and I'm just like,
I like that. That's funny.
but it's like it's true, right? Like
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a tangent. Then I'm gonna show my age, so it's gonna be like a Darrell Reeves thing, and I'm gonna just stop. It's just like so now I'm like watching it, and it was actually interesting. So before what was it? So the game was Friday. Quint's podcast came out like Tuesday or Wednesday, and it had Joe Spallina on there, and he was talking about Joey and Bo, and it was interesting how he was talking about coaching them in youth and how they were taught to play, and how they're not selfish. They get ragged on a lot if they don't do what you think that they're supposed to do. So we already know happens to Joey during the college season and with Bo. So like I'm watching, so having that in the back of my mind, I'm watching the game. I'm like, I think he's going to be content with they're going to have to play 5-on-5. Because like I'm not so much gonna win this matchup. I'm not gonna test it because it's not gonna help the offense. Everybody else has got to do stuff. And I get Shay's point, and I know what Scotty's gonna say. Scotty's like, but everybody's saying like this is Bo. This is LeBron. It's supposed to. But I'm thinking of what Coach Splita said. They're not wired like that. Where it's just like I could do this. I could do it with my Rob Pennell and go 0 for 10 and shoot you all out the game, like you did against JT, right? Or I can just be like, all right, Josh Zawada, you got to do something. Right? Gergar did something. Justin Anderson, I got to do something. And I think that's what it was watching it because it got to the point where I was just like, he's going to have one of those games where he's just going to let everybody else do stuff. Not because he's disinterested. It's just, this is what y'all are trying to do. Okay. Y'all got to cook. And they just couldn't.
Yeah.
Because the Atlas, that defense top to bottom is just like, we're good everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no, yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, holes. But.
No, 100%.
I get what you're saying. Definitely does make sense. But last weekend, you guys were trying to say how you think the Outlaws is a favorable team for Brennan to be on. Do you guys still stand with that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Compared to the fact that he either would have gone to the Outlaws or he would have gone to the Atlas, right? Like literally. And I think it would have been the opposite effect for him, where instead of him being face guarded all the time, because you can't face guard, like you wouldn't be able to face guard him on that team. Instead of him being face guarded all the time, he's got too many other people who can score that he doesn't need to be the guy on that team. I think he would just kind of get lost. Like I think he would just be another number on that team because everybody else is so good and talented, and they fit. That is a good fit for Schellenberger.
I think Schellenberger is the puzzle piece that fits perfectly into that offense. But I also do think Brennan is a puzzle piece that you would just have to put a little more pressure on that piece to fit in, but it will eventually find a way.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be like quiet. I think they would find a way to make it work.
I agree, but people still would complain though, because I think Shelly should have went one, and it wasn't combination at all on Bo's talents. Just like you said, Shelly's that puzzle piece. He just fits in everywhere. I like how Shelly said it, dodge and assess. Like that's what he does, and he would fit in with the Outlaws offense. But I think if he was with the Atlas, let's just say he's got similar production. Everyone's like, oh, he can't do it. See, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. But like, nah, the Atlas offense is that good where it's just T cooking, Shelly cooking, and then everybody else just kind of fits their role.
Yeah. Yeah. The only team I could see Bo being good on, in my opinion, that's not that team is the Chaos, I think.
That's what I was going to say. Good pick.
Oh, okay.
That's the only other team I could see him being good on just because of the style. Yeah, the style of offense that the Chaos play. That's the only other team I think. Everyone else, their makeup wouldn't match. But I think Bo can grow in that Outlaws offense when they get a couple more pieces and other teams start moving some guys around. I think like if they play a longer game of like getting guys in, I think they will be a contender if they just get some key pieces around Brennan. I think they will they'll succeed.
Man, I'm hoping they figure it out. I'm hoping the Outlaws figure it out, and I'm hoping we don't see a number one pick just go by the wayside. I want to see him go off. All right. But the Atlas looked almost impossible to beat this weekend, but Maryland beat them last week, which made some people think Maryland was gonna do it this weekend.
Man, listen, they was gonna go on a run. They was gonna run the table. These are my mentions. I'm telling you, these are the comments in my mentions.
Yo, this is the funny thing about saying things online is that people are gonna do this to you. They're gonna call you out for what they disagree with, man, and what they disagree with. It's so funny. Welcome to the life, guys. Welcome to the life. But I don't know. Something in me was like, nah, I don't. I'm still not bought in on the whips. I still think Utah has a way. I think Utah, Captain America, is a beast. I think I like Grant Amen at midi. I don't have a problem with him.
Playing a little D mid, huh?
Yeah, but don't
Grant Amen.
Don't
Grant
even
Amen
go
playing
there,
a little
man.
D mid, huh?
Don't even go there.
And kind of handled himself, got a little CT, huh?
Oh,
interesting, man. Athletes are athletes. It's crazy.
Man.
It's
Green
crazy.
light on Grant Amen, bro. Stop.
And what happened?
Stop it.
And what happened?
Stop it.
And what happened?
Stop
exactly.
It.
Exactly. Go ahead, green light him, bro. He said, you don't know. You must not. You must not know who I am. You must start. What you think this is?
Stop.
And he handled.
Stop.
And he handled.
Stop it,
man.
Stop.
Shout out to Casual Chaos, man. Shouts out.
Let me finish about this Archers game, man. Matt O'Keefe, certified dog. Okay. And Connor Field, certified dog. You
Trey LeClaire.
Trey LeClaire, dude.
Yeah, he's nice.
Heat.
He's nice.
Crazy.
Yo, you said Top Sharper. Top Sharper only had an assist.
Yeah, you're right. But when I think of
and they still put him 16, man, that's like how crazy.
Like people. I guess people kind of almost gave him like that Brennan treatment, and you don't want him to go off. Don't allow him to go off because if he does,
you can't.
Right?
He's gamed a couple. He could game it. He really could. So it's like,
don't let him.
He's got ice in his veins. You don't want to get that man. If he has the ball, game's on the line. Hey, bro, go ahead and just start the bus.
And I think
it's over.
The good news is that I think Matt Moore might be back.
I was gonna say, shouts out Matt Moore getting his goals. I was like, okay,
I'm glad that he was too good to be in that slump, man. It happens.
Yeah.
And Dyson Williams.
Also,
Welcome to the PLL, my guy.
Yeah. Nice.
That offense is so good, man. Then Graham Hossack came back to their defenses. Man. Those might be the ones that go on a run, man. It's going to be the Archers.
And the Whip Snakes might be washed, man.
Yeah.
Zed Williams.
What are the Whips? What do y'all see the Whips being? Because you're going to say Zed led the team in scoring, but they're in that thing where it's like we have a couple of, they're not old, but older players with these young dudes. And we're like, what are we going to do with all of them?
TJ Malone,
Zed's a certified bucket getter.
Are their answers, man?
Zed's a bucket getter.
But I don't think they're ready. I don't think because I think you keep because Zed ran out the midfield at UVA. I'm with Scotty. TJ Malone got to be the guy, but it's like Eagles got to be put aside. We're gonna have we're running the offense through him.
Yeah,
and
Matt
I don't
Rambo.
know if every player is. I don't know if Matt Rambo's gonna sit there and be like, all right, cool. Maybe he does.
Yeah,
I don't know him personally. I don't know how he is, but you know what I'm saying?
I just see him. I don't know. This is not the Matt Rambo that basically won 2 PLL championships in a row, right? Like I just don't see. I think he's done. I just think that other players are really like there, and I think he's not really there. You know, like
I think done is kind of harsh, though. I don't think he's done, but I think his role might need to be put a little lower. Like he's not the
Where are you
stud.
going to put him?
He's not the stud. Maybe he might be the transfer guy.
But does he still think he's the stud though? That's the thing.
But where are you gonna?
What you said with Chris Gray. Chris Gray's the guy on that attack. Rob Pennell, you got to take a step back. Ryder, you got to take a step back. But like I said, man, you got that ego kicks in where it's like I'm that guy. Like Shane said before, right? Every player thinks I'm that dude. So I don't know.
You can't be at that level.
I'm with you, Scotty. But I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Rambo, if he's cool with saying you got to be your option C in the attack now.
Because like you don't have to be the only position where you have to be the best person. Only two positions you have to be the best person is Fogo and goalie. Other than that, you got to be one of the top 3 best in your position in order to play. Zed Williams is handling business. TJ Malone is an investment into the Whipstinks' future, and Levi Anderson as well, just to create some extra depth. You're not going to put Matt Rambo at midfield. You're not going to run him out of the box. Okay, the same way you could with Grant Ament, right? Grant Ament can play attack. He can play midfield too. But you're not going to put Matt Rambo at midfield. It's not going to happen. So if you like, and that, when I say done, I don't mean like he's not good anymore. He's Matt Rambo. There's no shot that's just not true. However, you got some young blood on your team now, and you've got some other players who are stepping up. I just don't think it's there for him anymore. And then Poitras had a great game last week.
Yeah, he did.
And so like right now, I'm just not seeing the numbers and production that I think we've seen in the past from Matt Rambo. And I think part of that is just like the other players are just more athletic and playing better and younger. Like it's not a knock on him. I think, like they just have a different makeup when Levi and TJ and Zed are out there. Like, right. It's just different.
I wish there was like one PLL reverse card. Like you make a trade, you get it back, man. Because I'm watching Levi play. I'm like, damn, that kid is raw, bro.
He's hooping.
He's so good, man. That face dodge he had, man.
Like I'm like, how did we not see this? I asked Nakai, I was like, dog, why did we get rid of Levi? Just like that, bro. Like, oh, man.
Hit him with the Kanye shrug.
Yeah, man.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. I'm just like amazed at how good he is. And it shows you, man, how much talent is in the PLO and how some people actually who can ball with them, don't get their opportunity.
Right.
But you give some of these cats an opportunity, man, and they'll go off. There hasn't been a game yet that Levi has had. I know he's played in 2 games where he hasn't performed the best, essentially, on his squad, man.
It's all about fit. It's all about fit. It's who you're around, what you feel comfortable doing. It's team culture is super important, even at this level, even at the, I don't know how much time they spend with each other, but like that stuff matters. That stuff matters.
You think Levi wouldn't have fit into the Redwoods offense?
He fit in that midfield because still struggling.
If you say that, I'm like, what offense do we have, bro?
Okay, he's a lefty, right? Is he going to take Ryder Ganji's spot?
But I would say run him out the midfield because
he can be a midi though. I know
that man's not running out the midfield. He's not running out the midfield. No, that man's not running out the midfield on that team. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Westberg is running out the box.
Westberg also gets some play at attack too.
The box.
Yeah, those two are not Levi Anderson. Those two are not those
what
people.
What I'm saying is, if they can make that transition, I think Levi can.
I think he could. Sure, he could. Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
he's young. He's not
now you're taking my argument.
Harry.
I don't think he wants to. I don't think it would work for him.
Bro.
I agree. He could do that if he wanted to. If he needed to, he could. He's an athlete. Of course he could. There's only a few players who I don't think could. For example, Matt Rambo, I don't think could play midfield. I don't think he could. I think he would struggle in that position dramatically. His bread and butter is 5-5. He's not going to go running down the alley is not where he's comfortable. And that's why I don't think Levi Anderson would work, is because I don't see him comfortable anywhere other than 5-5, maybe 5-7. I don't really see him running down the alley and being able to create enough separation for an opportunity the way that Charlie Bertrand can, the way that Westberg can. And Westberg, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Denver guy, right?
Yeah.
And if I know, and from watching the makeup of Denver lacrosse, is that every single one of those guys could do whatever they want. The way that they play lacrosse is like, it's almost like really old schools. Like you are a passer, no matter what your position is, you're passing that ball. If the average speed in Division I is 50 miles an hour, Denver guys are passing the ball at 65, plain and simple. So I don't know. I think those players for sure, it makes sense, but I just don't see him being comfortable there.
All right. Well, let's move on to the last game of the weekend. I think it was the best game of the weekend. Just simply because it was a home team game. The Cannons were coming off of the loss against the Redwoods, and the place looked electric. And let me tell you, it was electric. We're talking about Boston against Philly. Now, I love the Water Dogs because I think they have one of the most potent offenses in the entire league, right? Kieran McCardle, Mikey Sowers, Connor Kelly. I'm just like, these guys could get going at any given moment. But something told me in my heart, I was like, there's no way Boston is losing both of these games at home. Boston ended up pulling it out, man. I love watching these home games. Sometimes just seeing if the home field has anything to do with it, home field advantage. Every time the Cannon scored, bro, the place was electric. Loud as hell. And
yeah, you can hear it on TV.
Yeah, you could?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And Matt Cavanaugh, go off, my guy. Go off.
5 points.
5
That's
points.
a dog.
And then the last one was the 2-pointer he shot at the end of the game. But he was having a day. But that's a good feeling, man. That's a great feeling when you just officially put the game out of reach. And like we've been talking about this whole year, you can't go scoreless in a quarter.
You cannot go scoreless. You can't do it, man. You know what's even crazier? Looking at the stats is that the Water Dogs had more touches and more passes, and they still lost. Possession was about 50-42, and Water Dogs had more possession. And, you know, the Cannons still pulled it out, just a little bit more efficient, scoring-wise, shooting-wise. And that's really how it's going to get done. I mean, it's interesting, 50-50, literally 50-50 on faceoffs too. But yeah, man, Matt Cavanaugh, Kieran McCardle is such a freak. It's a freak of nature, man. That guy is so good. So good. I don't get it. I don't get it.
He also has a play style almost where like it's gonna last him a long time. Like I feel like he'll be in the league for a minute. One day he's gonna be the oldest player in the PLL.
I can see that because he's like such a creative catch and shoot kind of guy. Like he's always in the right spot. And you know, he's like him and Xander Dixon have I wouldn't say like truly similar play style. I think maybe Xander is a little bit more high crease than Kieran McCardle. McCardle's kind of closer to the crease. So like I'd be interested to see where most of his shots come from, and I would bet that most of them are maybe a yard above the crease line. I don't think he's scoring like really, really close to the goal. And I think that's all part to Sowers just being able to create such separation from his defender that slide has to come. And if it doesn't come, then you have to deal with him too, because they both have 5 points each. Yeah. And so, Kieran had 4, Sowers had 2 assists. Come on, man.
Let me tell you somebody who I love seeing cook, okay? On the Cannons, this guy was mistreated on the Whip Snakes and used as a D-mid. Meanwhile,
he played attack in college, bro.
He was an attack.
Make it make sense.
And he would get his shots. And when he gets put on the Cannons, Holman knows how to use him the right way. That boy is a midi, and I'm talking about Connor Hurst, bro. Watching this man play mid gives me dopamine. I'm like, dude, this is what you should have been when you were on the Whip Snakes. He lets that thing fly. 3 points today, or 3 points that last weekend. I love watching that man cook. And he's from the best state in the country. And
he's not from New York. He's from where?
Oh my God!
He's not from New York. We dump our trash in the state he's from.
And he went to the #1 school in the country. Go Knights!
Connor,
guys just know how to use Rutgers guys the right way. Like you see it with Andy Towers using Knobloch and Ross Scott. You see it with Coach Holman,
and he left out
Colin Kirst and Connor Kirst.
You know what? I've been waiting for somebody to say that. I've been waiting. I've been biding my time because he keeps talking about everybody from Rutgers, and I'm like, you know what? He's consistently missed one person from Rutgers every time. How is it that I had Jules Henningsberg at my lunch table and you didn't have him either? I was like, bro, what happened to the Rutgers connection? That's crazy. I'm so glad you said that.
All right. I love Jules. Okay. But that he didn't pop up in my head right then and there. Okay. I can't always be perfect, Shane. I know I give myself a high standard. I know you hold me up to there. But listen, man, if I was perfect, I'd be president, right? So sorry to break it to you.
Connor, I'd like you more if you could just, not be from Rutgers. That would make me very happy.
Technically, he's not from Rutgers. He did his grad year.
What? Yo, yeah. Whoa.
So Scotty's that dude. Scotty's that dude where you go to your state school and then you take your grad class at like Harvard or something. Then all your
you guys are violated. You guys.
I went to Stanford.
Yeah.
I went to Stanford. All the Rutgers birds get put away. It's all Stanford. It's all.
Don't even start with this, because that's like you trying to take away my birth certificate and rip it apart.
Oh my gosh,
that's what that feels like right now.
Someone help me, dude.
Have a degree from Rutgers. Where do you have a degree from, Shane?
I
don't care. I don't care.
I don't care. It didn't matter what I said. I could have said anything. It wouldn't have mattered.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like, that sucks. Ooh, what school? Yeah, okay.
Listen, man. Jersey bred, okay? Jersey bred, Jersey raised, and Jersey living. I'm just saying.
He deserved it, though, man.
You guys gotta come visit. I'll show you around one day. But let's get back to the game. Yeah, we're done talking about my home state. But this game was it was electric, man. And like we all said, you can't go scoreless in a game. And the fourth quarter was just a cannon slacking. The game was close.
It was.
And at the end, what was it? It was 10-9. 10-9 Philadelphia Water Dogs. 10-9 Philadelphia Water Dogs. And then at the fourth quarter, the Cannon scored 5 goals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
Can't go scoreless, man. Can't go scoreless.
But that offense is crazy that they go scoreless because they had that two-headed monster because Kieran can we could put Kieran at X. Oh well, Mikey got hurt, so I don't want to say that's the only reason, but because it was just like I'm like watching them. It's that same thing with what happened. Their fourth quarter was like a lot of the issues the Redwoods have, where it's like if we're not getting the production out of our attack, that kerfuffle at midfield, it's just like who's getting this run, right? Because I'm watching it because I'm like Jack Hannon gonna get his shot off if nothing else. That boy, I'm gonna let that thing sing if nothing else. But it was him, Connor Kelly, where everybody was just trying to get their run and just didn't.
You know what? I didn't even notice he was playing in this game for the Water Dogs.
Really?
The game was over and it was Matt Brandau.
Oh.
I was like, oh shoot, whoa, he's on the Water Dogs?
But yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Right?
Yeah, because he looked better when he went down to attack. Because him running out of the midfield hasn't been that good of a look. And I don't know how long Mikey's going to be out. Hopefully he's not out long, but yeah.
And let's not forget, like, I know the Redwoods won this weekend. I'm super happy about that, but something I'm even more happy about is your boy going 4-0 with the picks. Have any of you guys gone 4-0 this year?
I'm in first place, so I don't.
Wait. Have you gone 4-0? That wasn't the question, son.
I'm in first place.
Have you gone 4-0? Shane, have you gone 4-0? All right. Because I went 4-0, and be careful. Because, once I get hot, dog, it's hard to stop.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Brian, have you gotten 0-4?
I have not.
I haven't gotten 0-4 either.
I haven't gone 0-4, Shane.
You haven't gone 0-4?
That's Scotty and Dick's territory. I don't know that 0-4 life.
That ain't me.
Check
the books. Check the books. First weekend. Go ahead, check the books. Go ahead.
I'll wait for it. The first weekend?
Yeah, sure did, buddy.
He wasn't answering no messages in the group chat like that.
Are you for real? Did I go 0-4?
I am for real. You went 0-4.
No way. Wait.
100%.
All right. So you're telling me, all right, I'm gonna look this up right now, son.
Go ahead. We will wait. We will wait for you, brother. It's okay. I got time today.
He hoping he's like, wait.
All right.
You weren't supposed to.
You're right. I went 0-4 first week.
That's right.
Yo. All right. Whatever, man. Whatever. Let me tell you something, man.
But shout out to you because you chose the Woods. Because I ain't gonna lie, because Scotty told me it was Scotty and Shane told me he's picking the Woods. My response was LOLZ, lols. I was like, yeah, okay. Y'all was right. Y'all respect.
I mean, I picked against the Woods one weekend, and I was like, man,
but you picked.
I hate doing this.
You picked them when it would matter though, because you got that dub when it mattered.
That's right. I
thought y'all was. I'm like, y'all playing.
Bro, it would have hurt me so much if I was to finally pick against the Redwoods and they were to get a win. I don't know if I'd be able to fall asleep. I don't know if I'd be able to show my face to Coach Nat. I don't know if I'd be able to show my face on this podcast ever again. I just feel fake.
They do you like they do with Mikey online, man.
Yo, they frying him right now.
Is getting killed online, dog.
Yeah.
He deserves
that. Bro.
I don't feel bad for him.
Y'all Redwoods fans were acting real Aubrey Grimmish.
I don't feel bad.
Why are you looking at me like that, Shane?
Gotta come for that is a crazy comparison. You really not calling us Drake right now. That's crazy.
Yo, y'all real Aubrey Grimmish. Like, I love how the Woods winning. Shane look at me like, explain this. So the Woods get their first win, right? First thing they thinking about is their ex. Like, I'm good. We broke up. I'm not worried about you anymore.
It's fresh. What do you mean? It's fresh. It didn't happen a year ago. That happened days ago.
What? Diggs was a Redwoods fan for what, 3 weeks? Like, y'all relationship wasn't really.
It was a little bit more than 3 weeks. It was a little bit more than 3 weeks. First of all, he said he loved me, so get that straight.
That's Aubrey crying in the club, man. You met
That's
somebody.
crazy.
Y'all danced
That
for a
is
couple songs.
crazy.
Y'all in love. Like, I don't think about you no
That
more.
is crazy. That's
I don't like that
crazy.
new
Whole
girl. I don't
video.
like that new girl you love so bad.
He got swag. He got all kinds of stuff, and he's trying to let go of him as we speak.
Yeah.
As we speak. And
He's
you
so
talk about like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like, look, the Atlas will gladly take him back because you know what I'm saying. He went back to his ex. So I don't know what you talk about some ex for, because that's crazy. Because he went back to his ex. So that's crazy. So let's talk about that. On the flip side, this is fresh. So of course everyone's gonna be like, that's crazy. You leave me to go back to what you already just because now so they up now. You know what I'm saying? So because they up now.
You sound real Aubrey Grahamish right now.
Hey, the question is, and I wish he was here on this podcast. The question is, if Redwoods were up, would you be talking about some Atlas? No, you wouldn't be. You wouldn't be. But, we went through a little rough patch. You know what I'm saying? I might have over gambled a couple of things. And now, I got my money messed up. But guess what? That direct deposit just hit. I got my money right. So we up. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I need 100 on pump 12, baby. Hurry up.
Get your
That's
money.
how I'm feeling.
Funny up.
That's right.
All right.
Phew.
So we already talked about Brian being ridiculous at fantasy. Brian, were you number one this weekend in our fantasy chat?
Nah. What's my dude? Ace beat me by a couple points because he had Liam Enterman at goalie that messed me up.
Man,
so second place.
Yep, that's valid though. Hey, that's good. Like, where's Shane? Probably at the bottom, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Shane came in 21st this week.
I mean, just like Aubrey, start up from the bottom, now we hit.
That's right. And I'm going up. Don't worry about me. I'm out here. Don't worry about me.
Now let's get to
I got 0 points on Brennan O'Neill.
Let's get to our fan questions here. We got some questions. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I posted this late, so sorry about that. Okay. Okay. If you had to save one of these schools, who would you save? Lindenwood or Cabrini?
Cabrini.
What about
I'm
you?
sure Graham Hossack would not like that answer, though.
Yeah, because Shane said Cabrini, so I'll say Lindenwood. Because wasn't Lindenwood, isn't it like in Missouri or something? So that's cool to play on the cross site.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Graham Hossack would not like that answer.
No gold helmets are dope.
I'm going with my boy Matt Nessler and Cabrini.
Yeah.
What?
Cabrini went to the championship. They're solid.
Yeah, they won the championship.
Yeah, like that.
Real.
That's a real. Yeah, it's one of the craziest hashtags I've seen was hashtag Biden sold Cabrini. That one got me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what are we talking? What are we talking about? That's crazy. Shouts out Cabrini though, man. R.I.P. Going too soon.
Yeah, shout out both of them.
So Jordan Johnson said, "Who's y'all barbers asking for a friend?" And Jordan, I'm gonna tell you, bro, you off the deep end, bro. Just wear a hat, bro. Just wear a hat, man. Coach Shane, how old were you when he went bald?
Shoot, man. Let me think. I'm bald by choice, by the way. Bald by choice.
That's what they all say, bro.
Yeah, right.
No, it's true. It's true. I can grow hair. It just don't start right here. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna have that body, Joe.
It start about right here, but I grow it. I got great hair. Shoot, that'd be about 25 when I was like, let me just shave it, man. And you got to make sure you got a good head for it, because if you don't have a good head for it, then you shave your head, bro.
You don't have a lumpy head?
What?
You ever see a bald person and you can see every single indent in their head?
Yeah, that's problematic, brother. I can't relate.
It looks like a clay head. Crazy. bro.
See, I can't even joke with y'all. See, I have the hair, but see, I can't grow facial hair. So if I had to go bald, it's a wrap for
Yo,
me.
that is
I'm a
so
look
crazy.
12.
You can't grow facial hair, bro.
Yeah, see, I got it up here. I got a hair, man. Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Do you
Yeah,
have leg hair?
yeah. I just
But you
don't grow
can't grow
facial
facial
hair.
hair.
Bro, they used to see, yo, every job I had when they do No Shave November, I've had like, usually at every job I've had one of my coworkers be like, Brian, do you have the ability to grow facial hair? I'm like, dang. Stop. Why am I catching strays?
Damn, that's crazy.
Hey, man. All right.
I get facial hair like you saw me like last weekend. I shaved it all
Yeah,
off.
you grow hair, man.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah,
Dude, look
right.
at this. You see this?
You was
It
that dude in
stops.
elementary school with a beard in like third grade.
It stops here.
100%.
Funny story is, dude, I didn't grow a full beard until like after my sophomore year of college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep. And then I
And
finally
then
hit
it came
puberty, and
in.
that's when I got good at lacrosse.
Oh,
Yeah, my sophomore year of college. Last question, by Kit Kat. She goes, "What's your experience on being a black athlete in a predominantly white sport?"
Oh, that's a good
whoa.
question.
Now there's a question.
I had to text her back and be like, "Yo, that's a good question."
I want to hear you guys first because it's different for me growing up in Syracuse.
I grew up in Texas, so this is going to be very different for me, probably, or probably the same. I don't know.
All right. Well, I grew up in the greatest state, so I'll go first. All right. So if I had to talk about my experience being a black athlete in a predominantly white sport, to be transparent, I didn't really notice how different I was in the sport until I got older, until I got into high school and started realizing, wait, there's not really that many people in this sport that look like me. Right. And then until I started seeing like, who knows, like Kyle Harrison or Miles Jones highlights, and I was like, I started liking them a whole lot more than like, the other players because I was like, wait, that player resembles me, plays like me. And I'm complimenting myself saying I played like Kyle Harrison, but just found myself being like, oh wait, like the people who look like me play like that. Right. And luckily I was fortunate enough to have no negative experiences with being a black guy in a white sport. Um, Growing up too, or being it when I was in college too, like of course there were some jokes like talking trash or this and that. And it's never been put over the line, right? It's never been put over the line of like where I think it's hurtful. And I'm not one of those guys with a hair trigger when it comes to race or anything like that. So I never felt really offended by anything when it comes to trash talking because if I'm giving it to you, you give it to me and back and forth. I'm okay with that. Um, and some people would make funny jokes. One of my own teammates used to be like, "Dude, go back to the NFL Combine," right? And I started like laughing, like I'm
That's
just laughing.
crazy.
But
That's crazy.
man, I do see how being a black guy in a white sport can be a little uncomfortable for black people, for a lot of black people. But I was fortunate enough to have an experience where all of my teams took me in, and I was very lucky to have that. Now you're from Texas, Shane. So what was that experience like?
It actually like probably my worst experiences were in California, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I didn't expect, but they like I don't know, like there are so many weird stereotypes for black lacrosse players. It's like you're either really good or you're really not good. And luckily, like I was really good, so most of the people did not have to couldn't really say much to me that would affect me in a way where I would feel some type of way. And like in Texas at least, like the people I was playing against, I was for sure better than. So it's like, you could say whatever you want. I heard some crazy stuff. I heard some crazy stuff. I won't go into on the pod, but it happens and things get said. But at the end of the day, like I played defense in high school and in college. So like, if you want to tell me something that's going to make me more mad, I have the ability to quite literally unleash all of my anger on you the moment you get the ball. So it's your own. That's your own doing. If you want to do that, like, I don't care. But then in college, when I came to California, it got weird and like worse in a lot of different ways. Like, my coach was weird. He said a lot of weird stuff, man. I was like, I remember, probably the most memorable one was we were watching film, and mind you, like, I'm a freshman, so I'm like 18, right? And I'm we're in the film room. I'm the only black guy on the team of like 34 other white guys. And not all of them were white, but 34 other non-black people. And we're watching film, and he's yelling. He's like, "Shane, what are you doing on the field?" And I go, Coach, I'm not on the field." He goes, "Oh, my bad. That's just a shadow." I was like,
shit.
I was like, he thought it, like, he said it, and then he kind of like thought it was funny. And I was like, I was just like, if we were joking, maybe I would have had a better reaction to it. But at the time, I was like, here I am thinking like partially, I'm like, when you coach calls on you, you're a little nervous, right? You're like, I'm about to get chewed out. But I'm like, I'm not even on the field. And then he said that, and I was like taken aback. I was like, that is crazy. That is crazy. You just make like weird like jokes about race and stuff like that all the time. And I'm like, if I'm just playing lacrosse, it is not at the forefront of my brain that I am a black lacrosse player. I'm just a lacrosse player, and I'm an athlete, and I'm here to play, lacrosse. Like, like, you bringing it to my attention that I'm black makes me feel weird, because I was just playing lacrosse. I was just another guy. The way that I'm looking at my teammates is just other guys, right? Just be respectful. So I don't know. It got weird when I was in college. It's funny, is like the most hate I got was from my teammate, more and more my teammates than guys I played against. It's like, I mean, if you make it to the college level, you're probably pretty good at lacrosse. So, unless you quite literally do me dirty several times, there's nothing you can say to me that I won't immediately get back at you for. Like, you gonna get, everybody's a bucket getter when you get to a certain level. So I don't know. It was different. To California was definitely worse than Texas. Texans in general, like, it's the South, but it's I heard some crazy stuff, but none of them were affected me nearly as much as high school, as college. Oddly,
man.
Yeah.
Why do you say your teammates were
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why they were like. I would just always catch strays. Like, I don't know. It was just like random. Like, it's like you ever meet somebody and they make like a racist joke to you, like, off the bat, or like they say something crazy like off the bat. You're just like,
absolutely.
We're not there yet. Like, I have other friends. I can say whatever I want to, and they can say whatever they want, and I know it's all love, but like, we are not there yet. So it was kind of like that, where it's like, I don't know you like that. I don't really know who you really are. And so it's just like there's stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. The only problem is, I will say, is that I felt like I was constantly working against a stereotype of like, I don't want to be the sensitive one. I don't want to be the person who's like, who quote unquote can't take a joke, or,
right.
And so like, a lot of the stuff that bothered me, I had to swallow and just kind of like, or laugh it off. And the whole time I'm just like, that was so unnecessary. It's like, because I don't talk to people like that. Like, especially if I don't know you super, super well, I would never talk to you crazy. So I don't know. It's like, it was just constantly stuff like that. It made me feel like this is somehow slightly uncomfortable for you, more so than than I'm making it uncomfortable for you, if that makes sense. Like, this is,
Definitely
you're definitely dealing with something there. But
so you were the only black person on your squad?
For a year, and then I got another black person on my squad. His name's Brandon. He's going to be actually a groomsman at my wedding.
Nice.
And yeah, that was about it for my college career. So it was just us two.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's funny though, like one of my like my coach was like a Jewish coach, and he was he was very blunt about, listen, I know you're black, and I know it's like, you know, he kind of was like, he was like, yo, I'm like one of you guys, like I'm a minority too, like I got you. But like, you know, you get a Jewish guy saying this to you, I'm like, yeah, you don't get it. But when
Yeah.
it comes to people who actually like made an effort and was to make sure everything was okay, my college coach did the best job at doing this.
That's awesome.
That's dope. Yeah.
When I got to Kane University, there were 8 black people on my team. Now, dog, you know how crazy it is in 2014 to have 8 black people on the team?
That's pretty impressive.
We looked like Hampton.
Right?
That's crazy.
Like
that's impressive now.
That's crazy, man. And it was so many black people on my team where even Chaz Woodson came in and like gave us a session. And that's like,
oh, that's sick.
That's
one
awesome.
of the reasons why I like really, really loved why I was like chose to go to Kane, because he was like, yeah, and we got Chaz Woodson coming. I'm like, oh, bet, say that.
That's sick. Yeah, we up.
Yeah.
But I think something that, at least, Brian, I know you haven't gone yet, but that remains consistent with me and Shane, though, is you've dealt with a whole bunch of microaggressions for your entire life. And I think something that black people often do too is, like, I know I'm one of those people, and it seems like Shane is one of those people where you don't want to pull out the race card ever, because the second you pull it out, you lose all type of credibility.
100%.
So
100%.
With that being said, Brian, I'm curious on what your experience was like in upstate New York.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it, because the microaggression part I'll get to. So, because I want you guys to go first, because growing up in Syracuse, so it's like I'm not saying it jokingly, it's like the mecca of lacrosse. So you hear about it being a Native American game and everything. So like when I started playing, I wanted to play lacrosse because my great grandmother is Black and Haudenosaunee. She's Mohawk and Onondaga. So she always told me, she's like, we're Black, we're Native too. And I never really had any connection to it. So I wanted to play lacrosse. And I remember when my cousin, because I started playing because I was a ball boy. I would eventually be my high school team too. My dad was like, "Oh yeah, it's an indigenous game." So like I always knew the culture behind it, and I knew that was my tie to that part of my culture. And with it being such a thing in Syracuse, since it's like where the roots of the game are, it's not a thing seeing Black people with lacrosse sticks. I know sometimes pictures pop up online, and you see like the Harlem lacrosse, the Bronx lacrosse, stuff like that, where they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see these young Black boys and girls with lacrosse sticks." That's all the time in Syracuse. Like it's not a thing. Like you're not surprised. So I remember during the pandemic, I'd walk with my mother, and I'm having like these old dudes like 50, 60, like, oh, I played midi. I used to play attack like in the 70s and the 80s. And I'm like, dang. And it's like just things that I never thought about. But I didn't realize when I'm being in high school, like most of my team was like probably a little over half. It would be Black, Spanish, Native kids. All the white kids were all from this inner city. So it was like we all just grew up around each other. So I never really thought about it. Like I'm aware, like I'm Black, like I knew it. Like I'll go to camps and stuff. That's where those kind of microaggressions start. We go farther outside of Syracuse. So he goes to the country towns outside of Syracuse. I was fortunate because my coaches protected me from that stuff, where like I know that you can get kicked out of a game if you have 5 personal fouls because of that experience where I'm playing and this ref is clearly racist, to the point where my coach pulled me out, said, Brian, I'm sorry, and like kind of gave me a hug. It's like I'm not dealing with this racist stuff with anymore. Where every time I threw a check, they called it, oh, and the parents acting like I'm like shot this kid, right? Because it was this thing that, because I remember I'm not gonna name drop stuff, but one of my teammates played at SU. His father was the ref, and he told me, he was like, Brian, the problem you have is that you're bigger and stronger than everybody else. You throw such fast checks. You throw Division I checks in high school. Refs don't know how to ref it. So I'm like, yes, that's true. But also when I go places, you just see a big black kid because all of us are these big dudes where it's like these microaggressions happen where if I push you or if I hit you, because I also play football, I got somebody's mom screaming bloody murder in the crowd like I'm like this big heinous individual. So like things like that I kind of noticed, but I never really thought about it. But then when I got to college, that's when like what you were talking about, Shane, that's when it hit me. So I went to St. John's, was going to play there. Life happened, didn't play my freshman year. I transferred to a Division II school that I'm not going to name, and that's when it hit me because I transferred there, and I'm around all these rich white kids, like Connecticut, Long Island kids. And I've never been in this environment before, like the ones that are pulling to school in your $100,000 car, conversations, thing that they said. And it was just like, and I just felt like I had never felt like an outcast before in my life playing lacrosse until this time. And I'm just like, I can't, to the point where it's like, I can't do this. Like my father ended up getting sick and passing away and stuff. So like, my kind of lacrosse career kind of ended after that. But it was just a matter of like, I was just playing there and I could see where mental health like can mess you up. Cause I'm around these kids, like they never were really welcoming to me. One dude was from Rochester, so he was, and I had a couple of dudes, like his dad was from Syracuse. So they kind of were cool with me and like kind of tried to make me feel welcome. The rest of the dudes was kind of like, you're not one of us. And that like that bothered me. So I'm just like, dude, y'all don't even know me. Right. But it's just a certain thing where it's the black guy where it's like these certain jokes or it's play this song. Like, and then everybody want to look at me when they're playing this song. I'm like, like you can't. It's like a skit in Atlanta. I'm like, dog, like y'all, you couldn't wait to play this song. Like when I came in there, I'm like, bro, what is wrong with y'all? And then like, so I didn't end up playing there or anything, but I just kind of saw like that's the only time when I got to college, oddly enough, was when I felt like the black guy playing this white sport, and that kind of messed me up after that. And it was just just interesting because that's what you guys were saying, where it's like you don't want to mention like, oh, is this because I'm black? Because again, you pull out the race card. Why you got to bring race into everything and all these different things? But trying to kind of pack everything in. But that's what it is.
100%, man.
I get that, man. I definitely had my times in college when you get into the room and then somebody's like, oh, let's play this song. Like, or like a certain part in the song comes up and then everybody's like, looks at you.
Yeah. But can I say it? Can I say it? We cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's just that's going to be something we deal with for the rest of our lives, especially with being in, like, I know I'm around a lot of white people now. It's just one of those things where you just got to like, listen, man, that's not a battle I'm willing to fight. Like,
no,
exactly.
No,
I'm not going to give you guys a whole lecture about this.
No, because you don't want to be that guy, and you don't want to be labeled, and it's like the moment that you start, the moment that you start saying that, or they think that that's what that you think is going on, then like you said, the credibility is lost. You can't really it doesn't match anymore. They don't want to hear that, hey, like, I get what you said wasn't like hard R racism, but it's still like not cool. And it's hard to explain why that's not cool. If you don't,
I would say a lot of it is implicit. Like I actually don't think. I think a lot of people are ignorant to it. Like they don't understand.
100%.
Like, you are being extremely rude, very ignorant. But and like you said about your coach saying the shadow joke, like he thought that was hilarious. Like that's a
crazy,
completely random joke. But to him, he's like, yo, he's going to get it. It's funny. But it's like, bro, I'm at practice and we're not even to each other.
I don't know you like that.
I don't. It was crazy. And then like to be in the room with like everybody laughing and the whole time I'm not laughing. I don't think it's funny. So because I'm like, because again, your heart drops when your coach calls you out in film. And so I'm thinking I'm about to get yelled at for something else. And he makes a joke at my expense. I'm like, that's okay. What makes it even worse is my assistant coach at the time was black. So it was weird because him and I, we just look at each other like, okay. And then he like, after everybody finishes laughing, he just kind of moves on. And I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like here I am, I left Texas and I'm on my team watching film, mid-season. Everybody here knows me well enough by now. I'm like, why do you think that's funny? Like, it's, I don't know. I just like, it was, there's a bunch of other stuff, but it was like, that was one that I will probably never forget because it just caught me so off guard. I was like, what? Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? That's so crazy.
It's definitely an uncomfortable situation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we could go on and on
Oh, yeah.
about this topic, but
Absolutely.
it's a serious question. It's a serious topic to talk about. But I think just to sum it up, man, I think all Black lacrosse players deal with their series of microaggressions, and I think it depends really on how they internalize it. Are they gonna are they gonna be reactive? Are they gonna just let it happen? You know, and it also depends on the culture that you're around, like I was fortunate enough to have a coach where the culture wasn't even close to that. I was on a diverse team with this and that, and that wasn't the precedent that my coach set. But when Shane talks too, it's like um his coach set a precedent where making those type of jokes are okay, and
Yeah.
of course they always say your players are going to follow the model that the coach sets, right?
Right.
And same thing with Brian, man. Like you're in an unfamiliar setting, and these kids just treat you the way they did. It's a trash thing. It's a trash thing to go through, and you had a series of unfortunate events. But I think a lot of people, a lot of Black lacrosse players go through their trials and tribulations. It's a matter of how you stick it through.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Do you guys want to add anything to that, or you guys are good?
No, you're 100%.
That's a great question.
100%.
Yeah, thank you for that question.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So let's bring it to something. Let's end with something more lighthearted. Great conversation. I
Yeah.
think we could go.
Right.
I think we go longer and longer about that. But let's start
For
with
sure.
let's do something a little more lighthearted, and let's end with this. So I want you to draft out the people that have most fun when they play lacrosse in the PLL. People who is almost contagious when you watch them. Now, Brian, since you're the oldest, I'm not gonna let you go first.
I'm not 39 before he says it.
Since I'm the youngest, and because you went first last time, so since I'm the youngest this time, I'm gonna go. Okay. Um, my first pick is Marcus Holman.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Watching him play and watching Alex Austin. Oh, speaking of Alex Austin, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. All right. So Alex comes up to me this weekend. Like, oh my God, hey, hugs me. I'm wearing a TLN hat. And she goes, oh my God, hey. And I go, oh, hey, like, how you doing? Da, da, da. She goes, your hat is so sick. And I go, you want one? And she was like, yeah, you bet your ass. I went over and got her a damn hat, bro. Look at this. Can you see it? Uh-oh. Yeah,
There you
dog.
go.
Oh, okay.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep. And
Mega fan, dude.
Yeah. Nah, those TLN hats are dope, man.
those TLN hats are dope. All right. So mine is Marcus Holman. He just looks like he's having a blast whenever he plays. When he scores, he's having a good time. So I'm going with Marcus Holman. Shane, you're next.
Oof. I think I have to go with Ryder Garnsey.
Mm.
Good pick. Good pick. Good pick.
Ryder Garnsey, just like he just plays so free that like you could just tell he like the things he's doing on a lacrosse field he's been doing in his backyard since he was like 10 years old. And he's just having fun out there, and like he's like when he just plays the game like he's having fun. And it drives me insane sometimes because I'm like, hey, bro, maybe take it a little bit more serious. But at the same time, he's also like just so free flowing out there, and it's so fun to watch. My other pick was going to be Jeff Teat, but sometimes he doesn't
Why are
look
you
like he's
doing
having fun.
this, Shane?
I
Why?
was going to
Stop
say,
talking. Stop talking.
all right, just watch. Just
Oh
watch.
my
Go ahead.
God.
I'll finish what I was going to say later.
Brian, go.
I'll go with Miles Jones for similar reasons, where he's just energetic dude, man. Miles, I need you to holler at me one of them gold chains, bro. Like it's just
Yes.
like just like we said, like the black lacrosse player thing, where like when you playing and you talking and you just having fun, you just enjoying being out there. So yeah, definitely MJ8. That's my first pick.
Nice. Good pick. Good pick. I'm gonna go with a somebody who you can't ever catch without a smile on their face, um regardless of how well they played. They don't care. They always have a smile, and that's gonna be Cole Kirst.
You got mine.
Yup, I knew it,
That's a
man.
good one.
Cole Kirst, somebody who's happy all the time and just wants to see the boys do well. Cole Kirst. Look at Shane breathing hard.
Xander Dixon.
Xander.
You took my
Xander
my third
Dixon.
pick. Yeah.
Wow.
Xander Dixon. He's just a little like energizer bunny around the crease. Catches whatever is thrown at him and just makes a goal. He just scores almost every time. Like you can't. It's fun when you don't have to dodge to score as many goals as you do. It must be nice, you know. So I think every time I see him, he's having fun. He's talking trash. And that last clip, which I love, it doesn't get better than that.
You're down by 12. You're still talking. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, that video was great, man.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like look at the scoreboard, bro. Like you guys are down by 12. I got 2 on your head already.
Yeah. Oh man, he became one of my favorite players once I heard that clip. My second is I gotta come to Syracuse. My boy Jake Piscino for the Outlaws. Same thing, man. We're just this energetic dude. Just always looks happy to play. Like I'm happy to be here. I'm gonna talk that talk when I score. When I take the ball away, I'm a jovial dude. So yeah, my man JP88.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oof. I'm surprised none of you guys picked this guy up. Somebody who the game had a deeper meaning for.
Oh,
And that's
a
Zed
good one.
Williams. I'm going with Zed Williams,
man.
Win or lose, that man is the same way. All right, Shane.
This is tough. This is tough. I'm not gonna lie. The last person I got, Trevor Baptiste.
Did you have
that
him?
Man looks like
that was Diggs who had him in his last Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Trevor Baptiste, like he makes a play of first of all solid professional level play, and he's just like smiling, joking. He scores. He's just like, he's just having a good time. I love to see that. He's also got an infectious like energy and smile, like Miles Jones. I think that was a good pick too.
Nice. Brian, you had Miles Jones. Who was your second pick?
Jake Piscino.
All right, and who is your last pick, Brian?
Gotta go, my boy Asher Nolting, man. Same thing.
Oof.
Talk that. Yo, this man did the too small to Chris Fake. I'm like, how you doing to another human that's like 6'2", 250? Like, come on, man.
You see the graphic that PLL made too?
Oh,
that was cold.
Head in the dog. That was cold blooded.
Yeah, how cold was that? Yeah, man, same thing. Because I feel like Asher's the nicest dude ever, but yeah, same thing. Talk that talk though. Like, gotta have fun with it. Like, we cool. It's not personal, but I'm gonna talk to you.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Cool. I'm gonna make a graphic because it'll be interesting to see who has the best list. I'm gonna go with mine as a minus favorite.
Scotty said everybody can't. I said everybody is wrong. Yo, my mom is in it.
You guys,
he's like, hey, yo, chill.
Y'all were mad about how everybody loved my list last week.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's fine. They can be
Twitter
wrong.
had my back. Yeah, right. I said y'all
Yeah,
can have your opinion.
Isn't
Wrong.
it funny how crazy like the Twitter demographic is compared to the Instagram demographic?
Very
Yeah,
different.
because adults rock with me. I can't. Y'all got the you Shane, Scotty, Diggs. Y'all have the youth army, man. Yeah, y'all look like coaches and stuff. Like y'all get.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all have that way.
Whatever, yo. But all right. So that's a wrap for episode 6. A long episode once again, but it is what it is. Thanks for rocking with us. Make sure to interact with the podcast. If you see us on Instagram, Twitter, or even TikTok, comment, say your piece, and we'll be sure to get back with you. But thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.